Well, my name is Janet McDiarmid. My maiden name was BUSKARD, and I graduated from Glebe Collegiate in 1953. I'm filming this interview because this year we are celebrating the 100th anniversary of Glebe Collegiate, which was my high school, and I spent 5 great years there. 3 generations of my family attended Glebe Collegiate, first being my mother, Charlotte Ogilvie, who lived at 96 Carling Avenue. She was amongst the grade 9s who enrolled in the first class offered by Glebe in 1922. So Charlotte was the first member of her family to attend Glebe Collegiate. She was the oldest, and followed by 3 of her siblings, Jane, Buzz, and Louise. My mother married Warren BUSKARD, and they had 3 children: myself, Noel, and Ruth. Ruthie and I, we all attended Glebe Collegiate. Ruth and I married and settled in Ottawa, brought up our families there. I had 3 children, David, Lucy, and Leslie, and they all went to Glebe. And my sister Ruth also had 3 children, Lisa, Krista, and Ivo. Both Krista and Lisa went to Glebe, but sadly we lost little Ivo when he was a tiny child. My first husband, Joe Scanlon, remarried, and he had 2 children, Meaghan and Amy, and Amy went to Glebe, but Meaghan did not. I grew up on Riverdale Avenue, facing the Rideau Gardens as they once were. It was a market garden with horses pulling plows, and I passed this scene every day on my way to school. I walked along Echo Drive, looking down at the canal to Bank Street Bridge, where I crossed the bridge every day and turned left into the Glebe on my way to Glebe Collegiate. When I was going to school, actually I had 2 choices. I could take Echo Drive, or I could take the stairs down to the canal and walk along the canal to the Bank Street Bridge, where then I had to go back up again in order to cross the bridge to get to my school. I particularly liked walking along the canal because of all the various birds that were flying about and or swimming in the canal. So when I went to Glebe, Glebe Collegiate and the High School of Commerce were 2 separate entities that were included in the one building. Actually, an addition had been added in 1929 to the original Glebe Collegiate, which was to house the commerce students. Classes started at 9 o'clock and ended about 3 o'clock, so you spent your time in class with lunch at noon. We shared the cafeteria with commerce, which was the only time we actually saw commerce students. Glebe was unique because when it was built, there was an indoor pool built inside. So all the phys ed classes included swimming lessons. And when I was a senior, I had already all kinds of swimming awards, and I used to assist the teacher in teaching the swimming lessons. One day when I was in the pool with my class, my phys ed class, I was actually doing some teaching when the door burst open at the other end of the pool, and this young man, absolutely naked, came rushing through the door and jumped in the pool. And as he was soaring through the air, he saw there was a girls' class at the other end of the pool. He did an about face and he ran through the door, back out again. He was a very shy fella, and it was weeks before he could stop looking at the floor and watch people walking in the hall. The Liars Club Choir had a lot of prestige. and some of my friends were trying out for the Liars Club. I wasn't hugely hopeful that I would succeed because I wasn't hugely musical, but I passed the test and I became a member of the Liars Club in 1949. The director was doing auditions for the Liars Club, and I just thought I would give it a go. So I went in, and he was all by himself in the classroom, and he had a tuning fork. He tapped the tuning fork and asked me if I could hum in tune with the fork, which I did. And he said, "You're in." The Liars Club was a very cohesive group for several reasons. We practiced several times a week, and we were very faithful about attending practice. And the director very wisely arranged for us to give concerts throughout the year so that we would have an objective to work towards while we were practicing. So we sang quite frequently outside of the school at various functions, including some trips out of town, including the U.S. I returned to teach at Glebe when I myself become a teacher in the Ottawa Board of Education, and I was there for I taught half days for 1 year, and it looked exactly the same as I remembered it. I'm looking forward to celebrating the 100th anniversary of Glebe Collegiate because I'm one of 3 generations of a single family who attended that school. My message to future Glebites is my hope that you will enjoy attending the school as much as I did. It was one of the highlights of my life.